Zumbi in the chat room says, this was sent to me by a fellow brother on a discussion we had on separating the law into three parts. If the laws aren't categorically separate, then what did Jesus fulfill? You must do the whole law to be justified, or not at all to stand to reason that you can't pick and choose what to obey. Yeah, I agree. I don't think... So this is probably one of the things that sets Rob and I apart. I don't think that any of the Torah is done away with, including the so-called ceremonial laws. The problem that anybody... Now, I just got done reading Greg Bonson's work by this standard. I gave it 3 stars. I gave it 3 stars because he has strokes out of 5.
Okay,
he has strokes of brilliance, and I do mean that literally. I mean, it's like you'll read, a couple paragraphs and be like, man, I cannot believe this guy is so right on. But then he takes an entire portion of the book to try to describe why, these ceremonial, quote unquote, ceremonial laws are done away with. He also takes he just contradicts himself left and right in the book. So the only reason that I even gave it 3 stars is because of the strokes of brilliance. But he talks about arguments like, people argue that the Torah is not broken up into civil, ceremonial, or moral. And then he gives all these reasons, and he brings up some decent arguments. But he doesn't even attempt to touch on the fact that there are a significant amount of commandments that would fall into either two different categories or would cross over into all 3 categories at certain times. And I've done a video on this on pronomian.com. So the point is, the law is not to be justified. And so let's read Zumbi's comment here again. If the laws aren't categorically separate, then what did Jesus fulfill? You must do the whole law to be justified. No, you will never be justified by doing the law. The idea that you are justified in any way, shape, or form, or that anyone has ever been justified in any way, shape, or form, is wrong. Let's pretend for a few seconds. Pretend with me, friends. Let's pretend that I am a perfect person. I've never sinned.
Okay, I'm glad I wasn't actually sipping right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, not only that, but remember, we're in extreme imaginary land here, right? Okay, so let's pretend that I'm the perfect person. I've never sinned in my life. Okay, and I've never broken the law. Does that mean I'm saved? The answer is no, because I am a child of Adam. Adam sinned. All men have fallen short of the glory of God no matter what. Doesn't matter if you think that you've kept the law perfectly or not. You have fallen short because you are a creature from the dirt.
Justification is not a self-assessment checklist.
Agreed, but the point is that...
Hey, look at, I did that, check, I did that, check. It's God's assessment of
it. It is a misconception. It is a misconception to think that God gave the Torah so that people, if they did it perfectly, they'd be justified. That is not why God gave the Torah. Man fell.
I like how James puts it. He says the Torah is like a mirror so that we see what kind of people we are.
Right.
Right. And that's not a good thing. I mean, that's not what he doesn't imagine us going, oh, hey, I sure am. Look at, I must have used a number 3. It's not that. No, the mirror of the Torah is to remind us we are in Adam. That's it. And so
justification never comes through any keeping of the Torah. It never could. It never would. That was not the point of the Torah. We are justified by faith in Christ. The Torah is the stipulations of a covenant relationship with God.
Well, it has to do with God's character. God, when he says, I will be whom I will be, right? Who I will be. And then in later next it says, I will show compassion upon whom I will show compassion. I will show mercy upon whom I will show mercy. The point is, our acceptability before God is not a result of us doing something to please him. Otherwise, that's that exchange where I do something in what Paul would call like works, a works righteousness kind of model. I do something for you, and then we have some agreement that you're going to pay me or whatever, or compensate me, that's not the right model for understanding our relationship with God. The righteousness that God declares is solely by his sovereign choice. It's not caused and it's not a response to human works.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell us your thoughts on this subject by leaving a comment in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and enable those notifications. And we'll see you in the next video.